What are some of the best cities to visit in the USA? If you're looking for one of the best places to visit in the United States, you probably know that there are a lot of options and places you could tour. The United States is one of the biggest countries on earth, so there are plenty of cities that you may even want to check out. You might require 2 trips or an extended stay. Well, if you're vacationing, there are a ton of variables to consider when you're attempting to conclude which urban communities you need or want to visit. You really want to ponder the size of the city, what it will take to arrive there, the vacation spots, the famous views, the nature of the food, and the cost of the facilities. The greatest urban communities in the United States are, of course, New York City, Chicago, and Los Angeles. And what's making these urban areas so famous, and for what reason would we advise you to think about visiting them? Hang out, enjoy the video, and we'll get into all of that. If you're asking yourself, why is New York the best city to visit in the USA? New York is the biggest city in the US, for starters. In addition, many people consider it to be quite possibly the greatest city on the planet. Heaps of individuals love visiting New York in all different seasons, since it's the focal point for sports and money and travel industry and amusement as well. New York City is separated into a few districts, including Manhattan, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Harlem, and Staten Island, and every region has its own appeal. In fact, you could say New York is a compilation of these different cities within a city. There are a ton of attractions to see in New York, so take your time there. Obviously, while you're there, hit up the sights and attractions. Take lots of selfies. For instance, you may want to go to the highest point just for the views alone. And of course, be sure to take a walk in one of the most popular parks on the planet, Central Park, where some of the most lovely views in the city are found, and that's been in more movies than probably any other location in the world. Now we ask the question, why is Chicago the best city to visit in the USA? If you're considering a vacation or just a trip to visit or an excuse to get out of town, you may want to look at Chicago also. Chicago is the third greatest city in the US. There's a ton to do in Chicago, yet you might need to go to the highest point of Burns Pinnacle for the best perspective on the city. Take your camera. Assuming the weather condition is pleasant outside, you might also need to loosen up on the shores of Lake Michigan, hit up a game in one of the rival baseball teams, or maybe the Chicago Bears football team or the Fire Football Club. There is much to do in Chicago. Too much for one video, but we thought we'd get you started with a slice of thick Chicago-style pizza to tempt your appetite. And now, perhaps the best city to visit in the United States. Why is Los Angeles the best place to visit in the USA? Los Angeles is known to be the diversity capital of the world. It's of course home to the entertainment capital world of Hollywood, so you ought to keep your eyes open for superstars during your visit. Keep your camera handy. In fact, just for a list of names, look at how many stars are in the Hollywood Walk of Fame, a place where they put the stars and starlets into the earth itself. Of course, there are a ton of stars that live in the city, as well as some of the top performers ever. And much like New York, there are different sections of the town. Much like Chicago, while you're there, you might need to look at attending a game for the Dodgers or the Los Angeles Lakers, perhaps the most famous basketball team on the planet. And with a mix of cultures making Los Angeles so bright, Los Angeles is additionally home to some of the most heavenly food. We recommend you check out the local cuisine. And also remember to surrender to In-N-Out Burger. So what do you think? What are some of the best places to visit in the USA? What do you think? Why should people visit your favorite place? Leave your comment below. And if you are hunting for the best places to visit in the United States, be sure to read the comments below. If you found value in today's video, hit subscribe. It helps our channel to share more videos like this and valuable information on touring.